Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Road to Soul. Today's topic is extensions. I kind of alluded to it in the last episode, and basically extensions is a fancy way for saying color notes. So all the fancy chords you hear is because of the extensions that are being used in them. So let's go ahead and take a dive and see what extensions are all about. So everything you just heard me play was strictly either major or minor. There was no special chord in there, no diminished, no half diminished, no sharp 11s, no dominant 7s. This was just straight major and minor. And what made them sound so cool were extensions. So let's go ahead and take a look at the major chord and what kind of extensions we can add. Just simple extensions just to get you started. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the major chord extensions. On the last video, we talked about adding the 7th. Right, so we have our C major 7. Now the extension is anything past 7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we have 8 and then 9. So the very first extension we'll go over is the 9, the C major 9. And we're simply adding the 9th note of the scale, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it doesn't matter what key you're in, we could be in E flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, we could be in A flat. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, so that's the first extension, is the major 9 chord. Okay, and I recommend practicing this in the cycle of fourths. So we have the different 9 chords. That way you get familiar with the shape. Very important. That way you can call it out whenever you need to. Okay? So that's the C major 9. Now, a really easy, simple way to think about C major 9 is you're going to take the major triad of the 5th note in the scale and play it over top of the major 7. Okay? So again, we're going to take the major triad of the 5th note. So if we're in the key of C, the 5th note is G. If we play G major triad over the C major 9, that's a quick, easy way to make that C major 9 chord. And you can invert the chord at the top to give a different sound. Okay, so that's your C major 9 extension. And that's just an easy way to play and create cool color variations. All right, so let's try a different key. Let's do E flat. So again, we have the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then we can take the major triad of the 5th note to get that extension at the top right hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th note is B flat. So we can take a B flat major triad and stick it over top. Really cool sound. Let's try A flat. So we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then the 5th note is E flat. So we know we can take that E flat major triad and stick it over top. Okay, so that's the major 9 extension. The next one we'll go over is the 6 or the 13. The 6 and the 13 are actually the same. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's the same note. So you can pick your option. You can either call it the 6 or the 13. Either one's valid. And that gives us another texture. So we've got our major 9. And we can add the 6 in there at the top or in the middle. I tend to like mine in the middle because I love that cluster sound of the notes being mashed together. So that's a C major 9 with the 6. So without it, now with the 6. And you can even like roll into it. So that's a really cool sound. And then another way to think about that is you're going to take your G major triad and simply add the 2 and stick that over C major. Okay, so those are 2 very important and simple extensions that you can practice. Again, practice it in the cycle of fourths because that'll give you some good repetition and and give you familiarity with the chord so you can see it and be able to play it at a moment's notice. So now that we've taken a look at the major chord extensions, let's go ahead and take a look at minor chords and see what kind of extensions they have to offer and how they can impact our playing. You can do the same thing actually with the minor chord. You can add the 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, so we have the minor 7. Right, and then we have the minor 9. And that 9th note is very important. That's probably the most important chord in neo soul. This one and the 11. And the 11 is simply just another note added on top. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So minor 9ths and 11s are paramount in neo soul. They pretty much define the genre. Okay, so let's take a look at that one more time. We have 1, 2, so you're on the F minor scale, which is basically A flat major. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay, same with C minor. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay, and again, practice that in all 12 keys using the cycle of force. It gives you a great way to work on the fingerings and the chord voicings and allow you a good time to get the sound under your fingertips or in your ears. All right, so we've got the F minor 9, you've got the C minor 9, B flat minor 9, E flat minor 9. And a great technique to think of this actually is to look at it as a major chord over the minor. So what I mean by that is, if we take C for instance, right? So we have the C major, and we know we stuck the G major triad over the C. We can do a similar concept here with the C minor. So if you look closely, you'll see 2 triads on top of this inside the C minor chord. So we've got the C minor triad, we've got the E flat major triad, and the G minor triad all over, and then we got the B major triad all inside this chord. So we can take, what I like to do is take the major triad of the 7, so 1, 3, 5, 7, and stick it on top. Right? And that's how I get my C minor 9 or my C minor 11 extension. So if we're in E flat, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, we can take the major triad of the 7, so 1, 3, 5, 7. So we can take the E flat minor 11 sound with this triad on top. All right, so one more example. Let's do A flat. So A flat minor, 7, 9, 11. We can take the 7 and get these, or 1, 3, 5, 7, which is the G flat, and we can take the major triad of that note, stick it over top, and as you see, it gives us that minor 9/11 extension again. So those triads are just a nice way to add that texture and the color on top, and a way to stretch the chord. So if you want to kind of make a big impression, right? Okay, so that's the minor 9 and minor 11. Very, very, very important. They literally define the neo soul genre. Very popular in gospel as well. I hope extensions are making sense. We've now taken a look at major and minor chords and some basic extensions or color notes that you can add on top of them to spice them up and give them some pizzazz. I'm excited for you to join me in episode 3, in which we talk about one of the most important concepts, not in just neo soul, but in playing period, and that's voicings. I'll see you there.